Morning, everyone. I'm delighted to introduce my great colleague and friend, Dr. Ronna Hertzano. She currently serves as the branch chief of the neurotology branch at the NIDCD. She and I were colleagues in Baltimore after we finished our training. We were both building our careers together in the first decades of our careers. She's been a clinician scientist at the University of Maryland and has had a highly productive research program focused on hair cell development with an eye ultimately to where we are today with hearing restoration. In addition to her own research contributions, she's really been a strong mentor and program builder amongst the people that she's interacted with. I had an opportunity over the years to attend several of her lab meetings and really saw the strong cultivation and commitment she had to her team and to her mentees. She also has demonstrated strong service to our community of hearing researchers and exemplified by her development of the GEAR portal, which a number of our researchers use in an ongoing manner. So, owing to her significant contributions personally and also to our community, she was recruited to join the NIDCD in 2022. Along the way, during her journey, she's been awarded the Burt Evans Young Investigator Award, which is a really prestigious award in our field, and was also elected to membership of the American Society of Clinical Investigation. So I'm very pleased to introduce my fantastic colleague and scholar, Dr. Ronna Hertzano. Thank you.
Um, Thank you, Yuri. Um, you'll find soon that this whole project was inspired by the presidential symposium that you organized in the ARO 2 years ago. Um, so I'd like to talk with you today about the HearGene Connect, a registry for personalized healthcare. Congenital hearing loss affects about 6,000 children in the United States every year. These are the numbers from 2022, and about 1.5 per 1,000 live births are born with permanent bilateral hearing loss of 40 dB or more. The number doubles by age 5. And 80% of these cases are thought to be genetic, and the genetic causes are varied. Mutations in over 150 genes can cause non syndromic hearing loss. There are many benefits to timely genetic testing. Early detection of syndromic forms of hearing loss, like Usher or Nielsen, for example. Candidacy for personalized medicine clinical trials, as we just heard from Dr. Berman, and as we've all been hearing the last week from the approval of the OTOF trial, but many additional gene therapy trials are underway. An informed decision about treatment options. We are all seeing in our practices that families are starting to save one or both ears for gene therapy, and they're delaying intervention with cochlear implants, many times with uh, no clinical trial available for their children, but they're not aware of that. However, there are challenges and barriers to timely genetic testing: insurance coverage or pre-auth work, lack of clinician awareness, and the scarcity of medical geneticists and genetic counselors in the United States. In Baltimore, if you wanted to see a geneticist for a patient born with hearing loss, sometimes you have to wait a year. Also, the genetic etiology is identified in only about half of the cases. That is because we have so many genes that cause sensory null hearing loss, and there are so many variants of unknown significance, what we call VUS. And to be able to resolve these, we need data from more patients. And finally, for many genes or variants, there is limited natural history. That limits our patient counseling. We don't have the ability to tell a patient with a certain mutation with certainty what's going to be the progression of their hearing loss. And we don't have the natural history that will support future clinical trials. With this in mind, and after attending Yuri's presidential symposium at the ARO, where for the first time, and maybe the only time, all of the different groups that are conducting trials for otoferlin or sitting together and showing their results, we decided to put together HearGene Connect. And our mission is to help families access genetic testing, empower patients with knowledge to make informed healthcare decisions, advance discoveries and precision therapies through data sharing and collaboration, and reduce disparities in hearing health, particularly in remote locations. Our goal is to recruit 10,000 individuals with childhood onset hearing loss over 10 years and follow their hearing and health over time. So, HearGene Connect is going to be a national registry, a natural history study of hearing loss and its associated phenotypes and genetic determinants. What is the participant journey? So, any individual with a permanent hearing loss that was identified before age 8 will be eligible. They will need to have a sensory neural component of 30 dB or more. Patients are self referred. This means that the otolaryngologist, the pediatricians, the audiologists, all they need to do is just tell the patient, go to the NIDCD website, and from there go to HearGene Connect or go directly to HearGene Connect. The participation is completely remote. It does not require any doctor visits. Patients that will go to the website will fill a certain screening questionnaire, fill out a consent, upload their audiological data, and provide access to inner ear and brain imaging if available. They will fill out a very short medical history questionnaire and help us build a pedigree. As far as genetic diagnosis, we expect that many individuals will already have a genetic diagnosis. Those will be uploaded. The HearGene Connect team will assess the variant classification, and if confirmed, that will just go into the database. If there is not a genetic diagnosis, an additional consent will be signed. Patients will get a, the kit to obtain a cheek swab, and we will perform genome sequencing, mitochondrial sequencing, and also assess for copy number variations in steracyline and otoankyrin. Patients within 2 to 3 weeks will have an educational session with return of results. They'll get personalized information on their hearing loss etiology and will be able to access much more information through the portal. Genetic counseling will be available for free. And they will get a written clinical genetic report that they can share with you, with their clinical providers. Patients will get routine updates through their participant portal. For example, if a new gene therapy trial goes live and they have a matching genetic diagnosis, they will be notified through the portal and they will be able to contact that study. If an investigator has a study that they're doing deep phenotyping for specific mutations, they will be able to contact that investigator. And we will be collecting on an annual basis hearing and health information. And this is the natural history part of the trial that is so critically important to support research and understand hearing loss overall. So, HearGene Connect has numerous benefits for participants: timely, free genetic testing and return of results, information on the new clinical trials and research opportunities, and being alerted to them, and personalized information on the etiology and prognosis of their hearing loss, and HearGene Connect participants' data. Participants will be able to go into the portal, see their mutation, and then see the hearing loss progression of other individuals in the portal that have a similar mutation or gene variant. And if there is not a genetic diagnosis that was established, the genomes will be reanalyzed on a regular basis. And if a genetic diagnosis was established, they will be notified. There are also many benefits to clinicians, researchers, and industry. The HearGene Connect community portal has centralized de-identified genotype phenotype information. It will be a natural history of hearing loss and its genotypes and will provide baseline for clinical trials. The HearGene Connect Nomady will enable collaborations. This is basically a compressed form of the mutations that enables researchers to identify additional people from other places in the world or in the United States that have variants that need to be reclassified if possible. And there will be rapid matching with clinical trials. HearGene Connect is a public-private partnership. NIDCD does the scientific leadership and has been investing very large finances and intramural infrastructure. FNIH, the Foundation for NIH, will be managing the project, doing the fundraising and contract. And this project will not be possible without the support of pharma, industry, foundation, and philanthropy, small or large. And part of the incentive of speaking today, when the project is going to be launched only about a year from now, is to encourage all of you to be aware of it and reach out to groups that might be willing or interested in supporting the project. Participants' privacy is one of our greatest concerns. NIDCD serves as a steward of participant shared information, ensuring confidentiality and partiality. But, only, only de identified information will be shared. Aggregate genomic data will be publicly available and only for the mutations, not for the rest of the genome. So it will be, people will not be able to be identified. And individual genomic data will be only accessible through collaborations with NIDCD. So, in summary, HearGene Connect is a registry, a natural history study of genetic hearing loss. HearGene Connect will empower patients, clinicians, researchers, and industry, providing benefits to all participants. And participating and benefiting from HearGene Connect is going to be free and will not require medical referrals or pre-auth paperwork. This project is a work of love. It's been 2 years of intense work. Our project leads are Isabel Rue and Carmen Brewer have really been putting this together. The project already passed the scientific review, is just about to be submitted for IRB, and we're at the point of fundraising for the project. I would like to thank the NIDCD leadership, and in particular, Deb Tucci and Lynn Penn, who did a lot of work in supporting us and making this project possible, as well as the rest of the NIDCD team. In the last minute, I'd like to point out two other things. I am very, very pleased to announce today that we will be reopening the NIDCD Otolaryngology Surgeon Scientist program in July of 2027. This is a program that it's a mentored junior faculty career development program within the NIDCD. We will be accepting individuals for a period of 3 to 5 years where they will be building their own research program. They'll have dedicated resources, and our goal will be for them to successfully compete for a K or an R award and enrich our community of surgeon scientists in the United States. And some of our success stories are on the right. The second thing I'd like to share with you is that ARO is going clinical and is really looking to reach out to our clinical community. We're in a very special time where the bed and the bedside are coming together. You've all, I'm sure, been very, very excited about the otoferlin clinical trial. There are many more in the pipeline. The place to learn about their development, their early results, the results on patients, and the preclinical models is the ARO. We'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary this winter, and we have the commitment of the ARO leadership for the next 3 years at least to keep all the clinical content on the Saturday and Sunday to make it easy for clinicians to join us. And we'll be monitoring participation. And if we see that clinicians come, we will maintain this structure. So with this, I'd like to thank everyone, and particularly thank Nancy Young for giving me the opportunity to speak.
There's time for some questions.
Since this is driven by patient direct participation, how do we encourage them to do so?
Sure, thank you. Um, I think it's going to be very easy. Basically, um, when you see a patient that has a hearing loss that started before age 8, you will just tell them that if that is a great opportunity for them to contribute to the community, and also if they need genetic testing, to obtain free genetic testing through HearGene Connect.
Will there be some sort of like handout that we can give them to direct them to that?
Yes, yes, there'll be handouts. There'll be a portal. There'll be a social media presence. There's going to be all of that.
Ronna, how do you see this integrating with existing databases such as the Resonate program that is already in place with ACUIS?
So there are programs right now for free genetic testing. Some of them are not planned to continue forever. And for any programs that do have genetic results, we will certainly be reaching out and asking them if they're interested in reconsenting their patients to share information, or direct their patients just to HearGene Connect. They will be able to upload their genetic testing results.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Rona. Wonderful program that you're starting. I think patients are very concerned about their supremely personal data of their children being stored somewhere. And is there a way in that handout or in the publication materials that we can reassure our patients about the security of their information?
Sujana, 100%. This has been one of our greatest concerns, and that patients' privacy is going to be will be a certain that they're going to be 100% safe, and a big part of our outreach is going to be about that.